battery's going to go again. God, this camera is useless. Right, this will be the second attempt. This is the original BGA that was taken off, and it's got the discoloured pads in various areas, so no idea how this is going to take, but we might as well give it a go. I'm just going to give it some drop of ISO, just clean it off and grease off. This time I'm going to use this BGA holder, see if that helps. I think you could see in the last video that there was too much flux, BGA flux used, even though it doesn't look like it. When you're putting it on, it was seen quite clear in the video that there was too much on there. So this time I'm just going to try and get it actually on the pads rather than all over. Let's see if that helps. I wonder whether I could get a cotton bud and just remove the flux from the inner bit that doesn't need any on there. I suppose I've got one to hand. No. Yeah, I think I'm just going to pause it there and go and get a cotton bud, and I'll see if I can remove the any flux from the area that doesn't need to have any on there, see what difference that makes. Right, cotton bud, just going to see if we can get any of that off in the area where it's not required. If you catch the light right on this, you can see where the flux has gone. Definitely had too much on there yesterday, so hopefully today's effort will be a bit better. Right, let's pop the stencil on. That's it. Definitely doesn't want to hold in place as much as it did yesterday. We'll have to be even more careful today. I suppose we're going to be able to, but I'm going to try and get the bores more accurately placed. I think it's going to be impossible, but we'll give it a go. Just move the stencil a little bit there. So obviously the flux helps to hold it in place. It's going a little bit better today. I'm putting one in and putting one straight back out again. Yeah. I don't think these are ones that are actually required. In fact, I'm sure they're not. Right. Making sure that all of them are down on the surface of the BGA. See one or two that weren't. I think they are now. Right, let's put the lid on that bottle. So this time we'll use the gun without any nozzle as we did yesterday. No heat, maximum temperature. Maximum temperature and hardly any air. Well, no, I've got the air on minimum actually, and that still blows out quite well. So let's try this again. One board that just looks like it's sitting up a bit. Just there, got it. See there as well. still see that some of those are not attached, but I don't think they're the ones that are on the pads. I think the ones that are loose are probably not on the pads. I think I'm just going to go over it once more, just in case. I think it's fine, but I'm just going to do it once more. Got to be done. Whether to try this, surprising it off, or whether we should give it a spray. Tell you what, give it a spray with some deflux. Can't see it's going to hurt. See some of the balls that aren't attached coming off. Actually, looks like there's one there that's come off there. It does need to be on a pad, so I'm not convinced this has done it. That's really weird. I wonder if it's the sort of heatsink effect of this this BGA holder. I think we'll just prise this off and see. You can always redo it. Try and get it off all the way around the edges this time. These have taken at all. Nope. That looks like that's another spectacular fail. Yeah. Looks like the ones that have gone are just in the corner there, most of them, and that bit there. So yeah, not so good. Again. So we'll clean all those off and do it again. Back later. Okay, we're trying this a different way. I've removed all the solder from the BGA. I've put it straight into this oven-proof dish this time. I spread the BGA flux all over the pads, and then use the small brush just to spread it evenly over the centre and around the outside. So this time I'm just going to pour the balls over it, and with this now clean brush I'm just going to brush them hopefully into place. See whether this is any better. A few too many there. There's no easy way to do this, so This stencil is definitely bent up at the sides. I don't think it's a problem, but it's hard to see how you can keep it flat when you've got to prise it off. So we're going to struggle as soon as there's any flux on these balls as well. Alright, recording again. I don't know how much of that you missed, but it's not the end of the world. I don't know why, but this camera keeps turning itself off despite having a full battery. Fortunately it doesn't bleep or anything when it goes off, so I don't know what's going on there. Just got a couple more to go here. This camera must hold the record for having the most awful battery life that there is. I've had to restart this a few times now before I realised the battery was full out as no warning was flashing up. We've got all that reballed. I'm just going to try and tip these balls down the other end. Right, so now we'll have a bash with the there, and so actually no we won't, because I think that is not quite lined up at the end. Looks like we've missed a row. So this is the problem with these stencils, with the 90mm ones. You just centralise them in here, that's it. You know, once this goes off of centre again, you're struggling because you can't get to anything. I can't touch the chip now to hold it in place while I just move the stencil around. It's, you know, I'm just not impressed with this way of doing it actually. Yeah, that's not good. Try and pick it up and slide it across. Okay, that's got it. Right, so now we're back to square one again. We've got to put what's in there. couple of balls stuck in the letter M there. Have to try and brush off. Ah, got it. Two more missing from the centre, and then just a couple on this outer edge. Okay, so it's two, and just two more in the middle. There's one. Can't get it in there. Alright. Looks like there are a couple missing over here. One in there. That's obviously why that didn't line up earlier on. Alright, so that looks fine again. Just going to brush these balls out of the way. I think the actual BGA is resting on a few of these now, and it's sliding around all over the place. Oh dear. That's it, I think it's off of them now. Right, hopefully you can see that again. The hot air on. Right, let's try again. Touch some of these balls in the section that's not being, where they're not required. Yeah, they're not molten. I don't know why it is. I guess we're going to have to turn the air up a bit. Really know why this is behaving so differently to yesterday. So BGA was just on that pad. That was yesterday. Were you using more flux? Definitely got the stencil moving up a bit at the end. Sorry, at the corners. It's definitely lifting up here and up there as well. Some of these balls don't look like they're in. So yeah, this is not going well, is it really? I assume it's the heat being taken away from that. We definitely haven't taken again. Right, let's get this mat out. Oh, press this on. So there's a few missing from there now, but I'm not going to worry about that. I just want to see if just being on this mat makes any difference, because there's something going on wrong. Well, I guess it's just not enough flux then this time. Okay, getting tedious now. Well, there we go again. I'm just going to brush these off because they're not taken properly again. Oh, yeah, a lot have and quite a few haven't. Seems to be plenty of flux on there, so I really don't know what the problem is. Let's see what happens with the just this on there. don't know. Perhaps they're still really too hot, so just spreading them around a bit. Yeah, don't know. Right, I've given up on those other BGAs. I thought we'd just take off a random BGA from another board and have another go. Pull this out carefully. This is a 0.76 BGA ball size. It cleaned up perfectly okay. I found that these bigger BGA bores, you could just gently shake the stencil on the BGA and jiggle the balls around until they fell into the holes, and then I just placed the final few by hand. I've put in one of those YSUS heat sinks from yesterday into this oven, and I'm going to do this in the oven rather than with the hot air. So we'll see how this one goes. Don't want that to fall down onto there. Grief. That's it. Yeah, so that thermocouple is right tucked up against the chip. So I'm going to fire this up from cold, and we'll see how we get on with this one. So back in a while. Well, we're up to 160, and looking at the temperature rise, that's probably around the correct profile increase per second, so it's probably not so bad. Just trying to shine a light on here so we can keep an eye on it. Uh, 187 now. So I think the oven, according to the dial, can only go to 230. As I recall from my readings that I checked originally, I don't think we got a reading at 230 with the thermocouple. I guess I didn't go that high, but all the other readings were pretty consistent. At 210 I think we were 10 degrees low, but all the other lower readings were pretty close. We're at 204 now. Let's try and position this. Can't really tell if there's anything going on. Maybe there is. Some of them look a bit different. There are also a few balls that aren't used in this one. I couldn't, again, went through all the stencils, couldn't find one that was correct. I think some of those balls have already gone. Looks like the ones on the left edge perhaps haven't yet. 222 we're at. The oven thermostat's clicking in and out. .226, 227. I would say, yeah, we're at 231, so just going to give it about 10 seconds. and back the heat off. Two, three, four. And we'll pop that out. Right, after hours of faffing around, I think we've got a success. The oven reflowed BGA, let me just look at that, is okay. There were a couple of balls, actually there was one ball that I stupidly prized out because I thought it was in one of the holes that that wasn't required. I was pulling all the loose ones out of the stencil. Unfortunately, the ball was actually required, so I popped another one on and just put some hot air on it. What I did do was take the old one off, sorry, what was left of the residue off with some solder braid, and I think I just removed some solder from one of the adjacent balls. So officially I would probably just wick that off and do the same as I just did, which was just apply a little bit of flux, pop a ball on there and quickly run the heat over it. But that was a hell of a lot easier than using the hot air to do all of them. The trick with the stencil seems to be just with a short fingernail, just run it round the edge, as long as you're not pushing on the BGA, sorry, the solder balls. Just gently prise it off a bit and work your way all the way around, and then it pretty much just popped off. A quick clean and just repair that one ball. I probably will do that other one again because I might want to reuse this. It's an SDI 5100 chip off of some random board. So yeah, that's more like it. Catch you all later.